Hello, it's me, Jess. Welcome to my channel. I'm here with another channeled message. This is a specific message. It might resonate with you, it might not. Okay, this message is straight comedy. When this was coming through, I just had to sit down and record this. I'm gonna still pull some cards for us, but basically I was getting the impression that this group in particular, you have really been clearing out your karma. I think that you had a lot to kind of confront and face and overcome. I'm seeing the Five of Pentacles in my mind, but from a particular deck that I have where it's portrayed as this like giant black wall with five pentacles like kind of staring down at this wilted rose, and it gives me the sense of this kind of rigid authority, that somebody that has something over you on a material level or desired it. That's a big thing here. Or desired it in order to control, in order to dominate, in order to make you feel bad about yourself. And even in that image that's coming through, there's an acknowledgement of how great and natural you are in your own energy, because it being portrayed as a rose. I've mentioned this several times where I always think of a rose linked to Edgar Casey in his channelings, or whatever you want to call his work and what he did, because he said that roses are the highest vibrational thing like on this planet. And I feel like you're very high vibrational in your energy. Roses also, it's very romantic. It's just very intriguing. Roses have really captivated our species for quite some time. So it is something beautiful, captivating, and it's sweet smelling, but also can protect itself. And there's a subtlety even to a rose, and it's very attention grabbing and it's very eye catching. So it's telling me that you have drawn in some people here. And this feels to me, yes, in this life, but it feels like on a soul level, where people have taken up camp in your energy. They've rooted themselves in your auric field, but it's through trying to get close to you and then trying to domineer over you. And I think this is something that has really taken you by surprise, especially because of your sweet nature. I just heard very tepid, oh no, timid. Maybe some of you have like grown timid here in this experience. And the lesson that these people want you to learn, and I'm hearing A Course in Miracles, we are always teaching and we're always learning. What they've wanted you to learn is that they're better than you. Because with every projection, there's an admission. And I feel like these people kind of think that you're better than them. I don't think you share that perspective. I think, again, you're just a very beautiful person. You would like to fulfill your destiny. You would like to fulfill yourself here. And you would like for everybody else to do the same. And these people don't share your perspective, but your success has felt like their failure to these people. And in a way, I do think I'm hearing divine mirror. And again, I'm seeing that Five of Pentacles, where you were meant to shine a light where some of these people were lacking, but it was in assistance. And you're a great person to do it as well, because you're not trying to lord over people. You don't think of yourself as better. You really are kind of, I just saw a glimmer in their eye of what they could be. But these people have not pieced that together. And I just heard there is like maybe a cognitive limitation there for some of these people, and it has to do with pattern recognition. It's taken them a while to put these things together on a cognitive level. And so instead of realizing, they're seeing almost like their own potential in what it is that you're doing. Because I'm hearing that some of you've come up through very difficult soil, or like the same soil as some of these people. Instead of seeing like, oh, this is what's possible, this is what I could be, instead of getting curious and asking you about what keeps you going, or how you can have so much hope in a desolate time, or trying to understand like your story, not because they are trying to take it and mimic it and subvert their own story, what they're supposed to be walking for themselves in order to try and wear your skin. That's kind of what I'm getting from these people, or to benefit from you, to first attach themselves to you, grow tall, and then throw you over. And maybe disgrace you or defame you or act like you are always the burden, when really you gave a lot over to these people. Now, for some, I feel like this destiny didn't even begin to occur because you'd uprooted it. But this is the karma that I feel like you're overturning, is you're removing these splinters from your vicinity, from your family, from your friends, from your auric field. You are uprooting these energies that are very, I'm hearing the word malice, and they're just very malintended toward your energy. So remember, this was like kind of dark and dreary. But remember I was telling you at the beginning of this that when this message started coming through to me, it was making me laugh. I was like splitting a rib. This is pure comedy gold. And I feel like that is because the Wheel of Fortune is beginning to turn in your favor. And that is because you have uprooted these people that have been leeching off of your energy in some way for quite some time. Even if this is just, I'm hearing it's like, it's shown up as some kind of thought pattern. It's played on your thought patterns. And this is a holdover from previous lifetimes where these people kind of bum rushed your energy and then implanted themselves in your mind and your auric field. So now you've got kind of karmas that you're tending to, that you've got to work out with these people because you felt less than in those lifetimes, or it succeeded. You couldn't figure out why they took such a harsh humiliation. I'm hearing the other thing. You couldn't understand why these people were like this because you thought that they were like you and they'd given you that impression, and that's just because they needed to get close to you. They were just wearing a skin. And I think you've learned this somehow in this lifetime, and the Wheel of Fortune is starting to change. And the energy that was taken from you or that you had to expend, I'm hearing like leech. But the energy that you had to expend, even just protecting yourself. And I feel like this was some kind of functioning dysfunction where maybe you had kind of learned how to protect yourself, but you still had these kind of hangers on to your energy, and you would know who these people are, I think, a lot of them. Or just this kind of person. I think you're very familiar with this. It's jealousy is what it is. It's just pure spite, envy, jealousy, malice. And the problem is not with you. These people would like to think the problem is with you. And that the problem is inherent in some kind of greatness that you have because you are talented, because you're beautiful, because you're sweet. It must mean that there's something nefarious behind your behind that, or that you're social climbing or something, and you are really not. Those people do exist, but you are really not doing that. And so instead they wrote that story over you in order to justify their malice. And all of that is really coming to fruition. I think these people are having to be confronted with their own malice in their life. And the way that that's occurring, I think, from a cosmic level is kind of funny. It's ironic. That's what it is. It's ironic because, like I said, the Wheel of Fortune is starting to turn. And I do think that you are receiving a lot of your energy back. So you could feel that in a variety of ways. Like, I don't know, just like maybe you have more energy. This could come in the form of like creativity, creative ideas. This could come in the form of actual like money or real friends, soul friends that show up in your life. You could feel more beautiful, more sprightly. There's definitely wind that's coming into your sails, and it's returning to you, and this is yours. And it always was yours. And it's being removed from these other people that try to take it from you and try to lord it over you. They try to take your own energy and then lord it over you to try to make you jealous of them, because to them, that's what felt right in the world. Is not that they should envy something that you have, but that you should envy something that they have. And the universe is like, oh, they've just woefully missed the point here, because they were never supposed to be jealous of you. They were supposed to be inspired, and it is their own corruption and it is their own approach that has caused this. And I think some of you are just learning that the root of this is much deeper in these people than you thought it was. Like, you were always, I just don't think things can go back to the way they were now that you've seen this in certain people, but the root is much, much deeper. I'm hearing like corrupted heart. So this is funny because I think some of these people, as you have taken your power back, you did exactly what you were supposed to do on a soul level, which is wake up to this pattern, wake up to these people, and start to take your power back. Stand up for yourself, set boundaries, put up defenses, and they're really not to mess with that journey. That is your sacred, holy, divine journey that is between you and God. But some of these people, it's that narcissistic view of like, don't you know who I am? Like, how dare you stand up to me? Don't you know who I am? How dare you? I'm going to make you pay for that. Like, these are very malicious, self-centered people that can only maintain their self-centered delusions of grandeur through some kind of fantasy, through casting you in a certain role that you are not in reality, and through casting themselves as the king or the queen of the realm, but only because they can't fathom empathy, that everybody else is just as real and just as important to God and all of that as they are. They really cannot fathom that in any real way. I'm not telling you they can't understand the concept. Some of them are probably listening to this now. I've just explained a concept. They'll throw that, will slap that on their jacket. They'll say that to people to try to fit into certain spaces that they think will benefit them. This is a very superficial approach to life, like, right? But those of us who are on a spiritual journey, that's not what we're trying to do. We're actually trying to uproot our samskaras, right? So I think that a lot of these people have actually been fantasizing quite a bit about your demise, and about their own like self-aggrandizement. And it is pure authoritarianism. It is pure control. It is pure domination. So they fantasize about some kind of success for themselves, and they fantasize about some kind of demise for you. This isn't the same thing as fantasizing about finally being recognized for the traits that you have, for your creativity, for the things that are important to you, finally bringing yourself into fruition and wanting people to recognize that. That's not the same thing, okay? This person, it very much has this malicious seed that runs through it, this malicious undertone of getting back at you and you finally seeing that you were in the wrong, and they basically want to stuff it in your throat. Like they want to stuff it in your face, like whatever, and it's wrong because they want to do that because you have finally seen them and you have put up a guard, or you've put up a boundary, one that you were always supposed to put up, because you're taking back what is rightfully yours and you're seeing yourself in the proper light. Again, it's coming through narcissism to me, because narcissists are distorted mirrors. And because they are in their own self-delusion, and the reason they're in self-delusion is because they have to self-protect. Again, this is where this person gets this wrong at every single turn, because it doesn't sit right to them that other people should just get things. They're very superficial, and they have this very superficial focus on what you have and what I have and what this other person over there has. And they just feel like, well, why don't I get that? And this person is just completely unwilling to self-reflect, even when it comes to non-emotional things like their own like skill set or talent. Like, why don't I take this feedback to heart? Or, this isn't the kind of feedback I should take to heart. But they're parsing, like not even parsing through that and really working with themselves and trying to build themselves and get better. They just refuse to do that. Instead, they get envious as a point of navigation. Like this is the engine that this is their internal engine. Malice, jealousy, envy, and fixation on what other people have. And so they have built this fantasy up in their mind of the kind of person that they should be in order to lord this over you, and potentially other people as well that this person has felt slighted by. But the slight is absolutely justified. I don't think that you slighted this person, but the universe is saying, this person is not measuring up. This person is not doing anything that they're supposed to do in order to make their amends with you, because this is a person who owes you an apology, if not more. So they don't see that as being the cause of the problem between the two of you. This person thinks you standing up for yourself is you being selfish. See, and what's good for the goose is not good for the gander here, which may point out to this person having some messed up beliefs around gender. Like, okay, well, there's not a certain amount of like dignity and self-sovereignty and respect that every single human being it is worthy of. Like the goose and the gander, that's like the male and female goose. So it could very well be like, how dare you, you're a female, you are subservient to me, you came from my rib kind of shit. And obviously like that's messed up, and so this person is just stuck in that mentality. They refuse to pick up their cross and follow me, is what I'm hearing. They refuse to address, as Jesus said in the Bible, first remove the log from your own eye. This person is refusing to take the basic initiatory steps here, where they need to remove the log from their own eye so that they can see reality, so that they can see the situation clearly. And instead, they're just digging themselves deeper and deeper and deeper into this hole of malice and jealousy. They're building terrible karmas with people. All of this is very pragmatic. This is something you can pull on a thread if you have an ounce of self-reflection, if you have an ounce of dignity, if you have an ounce of care for other people and empathy, and you see other people as full people as well. This is not hard stuff to do in this, or it's not hard to figure out. It might be hard to walk the path and to actually give props where they are due, and to hold yourself back, self-restraint, self-discipline, meaning that you refuse to disrespect people and you will contend with yourself. You're gonna be the adult and you're gonna deal with your own self. This person just refuses to do that. So the comedy of all of this is that Spirit is going to give you something that this person has really poured a lot of energy into manifesting, but the problem is they don't have the proper energy to channel it. So they have been manifesting this kind of dream, but I feel like it's just going to fall right into your lap, or that is a potentiality here if you want to connect with that space. This could come in out of left field. This could surprise you. This could be like a really good thing, like a really good opportunity, something that maybe a lot of people dream about, because again, this person just wants to cut to the top spot and they want to lord it over everybody, but probably while they act like they're not lording it over everybody, you know, like, oh my gosh, stop. But like really they're just, and you can sense this off people too as well. And I think this is how this person wanted to see you. And it's not that you can't enjoy your success. So even like if you were doing normal things to enjoy your success or just enjoy the fruition of, there's a lot of creative energy here. So this could be like a project that you've been working on, or again, a skill set. Maybe you've been playing the clarinet since you were 5 and now you're finally writing music, and maybe, a big artist like picked up one of your songs, and like, so yeah, like enjoy your success. You don't owe it to anybody to like wear a brown paper bag and a frown every time you go around just so that people, to perform humility. This person likes to perform humility and thinks that you should have to do that as well. So there's a balance to be had of like, yeah, I'm really proud of myself and I'm really happy. I'm actually living my dream and I'm going to enjoy that because man, I've gone through some hard times. Like this person, the nuance, this person just has no room for nuance. It's black and white, and they project their own behaviors out onto other people. And so they're just, this person is in la la land, but their la la land they've really poured a lot into some kind of hate fantasy, I feel like, towards you in particular. I think this might be to other people, but for some reason they've really targeted in on you. Because I think you naturally might have, I just heard grace and humility, but you naturally have the traits that this person parrots or tries to mimic or wants, covets in some way. And that's why they have to ruin you. They probably model a lot of their behavior off of you, and then they want to like tear that down. So anyways, this person has been fantasizing and it's tinged with malice. So basically the universe is going to take that from this person and they're going to give that to you. Well, actually, I just don't think it's going to, really, I don't think anything's going to come of this person's fantasy. Or if it does, I mean, this person's going to kind of think that they're winning, and then they're not really going to get anywhere with it. But I feel like you have a boon energy that's coming in for you. And it is because someone has just directed an immense amount of hateful energy towards you, and there's some kind of Tai Chi maneuver where the universe and you and your guides or somebody here, and I feel like you're being invited to connect in with this space, but you're just basically converting this energy, you're pushing it through your own filter here, and you're using it to fuel up your engine and your dreams. And I'm seeing Empress energy, I'm seeing like quite a bit of energy start to just really flourish around you and really start to grow, and something could take root here. Again, it feels dharmic energy as well, because this is all your energy coming back into you finally. And this could, like I said, come in the form of ideas and creativity. It could come in the form of energy. It could come in the form of opportunities and connections that seem to just come out of the blue. It could come as an invitation to work on a project with somebody that you didn't even know they had going on. It could come in the form of these kinds of things. And I feel like it's to help make you feel safe again in the world, to know that not everybody that comes near you is trying to take from you. There's people who really do have their own stuff going on, and they're not jealous people. Like, we all experience jealousy. But there's people who are self-aware and who know that, and who are going to be like, you're just jealous of them. Like, this is probably telling you to spend some more time working on your own projects or something. It's so important for you to celebrate other people's wins. And, you know, so I'm saying, like, there's people that can hold themselves into account. Not everyone is going to hate you for you going after the things that you want in life, and for you self-actualizing and becoming the greatest like version of yourself that you can be. You know, especially if you're being very kind and very aware like of yourself and, you know, of other people as well, you know? So I feel like there's a comedy to this of like, this person could have fantasized about you realizing that you were wrong about them, or that they're better than you or whatever. And they're going to be sitting there with their, you know, hand in the cookie jar basically. Or just, you know, they're going to be confronted with that. They're the ones that's going to have to realize that they were delusional, and that they were not seeing the situation clearly, and they were not seeing themselves clearly, and that actually they've been a very malicious, very uninspiring. I'm seeing them sitting on a pile of mud, like their clothes are covered in mud, and they're very sad, and they're eating things that don't smell like have spices or some, you know, it's like they are the ones that are they wanted you to see yourself in some version of lack, and that's not it's not your destiny, and the universe is not going to punish you for doing what it is that you were supposed to do this whole time. This person needs to correct their behavior. They could have potentially stayed in your life if they corrected their behavior. Right now, they're not fit to be near people who are doing well because they just hate it. They resent it and they lord it over people. They dream about undercutting them. They could use backhanded compliments, or they could just not be there for you and secretly rejoice that maybe that threw some, spit in your bean curds. This is a nasty person. And I feel like they do it with a smile on their face, and they've gotten away with that for so long, but they've gotten away with that in their own mind, saying like, oh, well, see, I really am a good person. And this really was, no. They could show up more than they do, and they choose not to. So this person is basically being handed what they tried to hand you, what they tried to force into your destiny and into your life. This person is being handed that, and they're going to watch you get some version of the dream that they wanted for themselves. So the universe has just flipped this energy, and it's something funny about it. And it might not be your dream that comes through. It might be this. I think it's going to be pretty good. It's fortune. I just heard fortune. Fortune. Yeah. Some kind of fortunate energy, but it might surprise you. I don't know. So that's just something to keep in mind. This was funny. It made me chuckle. Keep doing what you're doing. And I feel like there's a self-esteem journey here that you're connecting with. And it feels like it goes hand in hand with your creativity. This rose energy goes hand in hand with this like kind of creative energy that you have. If you want to work with rose, bring that into, your space, like get some rose water, or, I sell candles, and please don't feel the need to buy my candles, but like we've got Hedge Witch, which is, it's like that Empress garden, like fresh garden, everything's kind of growing, classic beauty, like sort of vibes to it, or Fresh Start, or anything like that. And you don't have to buy my stuff, but I'm just saying, like, if you want, now is a good time to connect with that energy, that Empress rose kind of lush gardeny kind of energy. So I'm gonna leave that there. If that resonates with you, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Bye guys.